Pop culture of the 1950s, which included famous icons such as Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, and Elvis Presley, as well as new businesses and innovations such as automobiles, drive-in movie theaters, and McDonald's, all helped to shape and influence modern society. Throughout the 20th century, the popularity of the automobile increased, changing American culture, especially in the 1950s, when having a car became more common. Suburbs grew dramatically because Americans could now use their cars to travel to and from the city, to maintain a job there and access economic centers. New businesses such as drive-through restaurants and drive-in movie theaters were created as the popularity of cars grew. One of these drive-through restaurants, and today the largest food chain in the world, was McDonald's, founded in 1948 in Southern California by brothers Richard and Maurice McDonald. Much of the success and growth of the restaurant can be attributed to its efficiency. By cooking in large volumes and removing plates, silverware, and dishwashing, they were truly able to deliver fast food service at the lowest price they could offer. An additional product of the success of the automobiles, drive-in movie theaters became a commonplace for families with children in the 1950s, because they were a cheap form of entertainment and spared the need for a babysitter. The theaters additionally attracted teenagers who were on dates or hanging out with friends. Because all the theaters required people to do was drive up to the gate, pay the admission fee, and park their cars in front of the screen, the accessibility of drive-ins were the main reasons for their success. The films displayed often illustrated the post-war prosperity of America. With the movie industry booming, came new actors such as the famous mysterious James Dean. After starring in East of Eden, Dean was the cast for the movie Rebel Without a Cause, where Dean's character rejected the moral values of his parents as he searched for his true purpose in life. International Dictionary of Films and Filmmakers captures the never-ending admiration for his talent by stating, "As the decades have passed, the image has only gotten cooler and hipper." As a pop culture icon, James Dean seems to have no expiration date. James Dean was seen as a symbol for the confused, restless, and troubled teens of the 1950s, and is still known greatly for his unique acting skills today. Another celebrity whose legacy still lives on today, formerly known as Norma Jean Baker, Marilyn Monroe was recognized to be one of the biggest beauty and sex symbols in America throughout the 1950s. Aside from her love life, Monroe was also widely recognized for her acting, modeling, and singing talents. Marilyn's acting capabilities were not taken seriously or recognized very much until she started winning various awards, such as being voted top star of 1953 by American film distributors. One issue that conflicted greatly with her acting career was her struggles with anxiety and depression. Due to her illness, she would often be absent during times of filming. Despite her struggles, though, she was able to uphold her public image of being a confident woman. According to Marilyn Monroe's official website, Marilyn had stated, "Remember, there's nothing you lack, nothing to be self-conscious about yourself." Her constant, self-assured, and bold character left a mark on the world, even after her controversial suicide in her Los Angeles home. Finally, the largest music icon of the 50s and possibly of the 20th century, Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, started his life in Mississippi, but later moved to Tennessee, where he expanded his musical influences. His music was classified as rock and roll due to his strong beat that drew from its African American and white traditions from the South, blues, gospel, and country music. It is no accident that Elvis Presley's rise to fame in the 1950s was in tandem with the rise of rock and roll, says Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and social historian David Halberstam. For the man and the music are indelibly linked. Elvis's coming was nothing less than the start of a revolution. Elvis blended social cultures and fused music genres to appeal to a diverse group of people. Artists from this point forward then used his methods in their own music, and even today these techniques are still present.
So I think for Elvis, one thing that strikes me about him is he made a music video for Jailhouse Rock, which was a pretty new thing at the time, regarding technology, but also just, it wasn't done a whole lot at that time. And he between the dancing and the hair and everything, he developed this sort of stage persona and this almost like celebrity factor that a lot of our musicians today have, like Lady Gaga from the halftime show or something like that. So I think that celebrity factor was a new thing that he incorporated into his art.
All these innovative businesses, icons, and trends from the 1950s still significantly impact our culture in today's society.